All eyes are on the approval and rollout of a coronavirus vaccine as the U.S. just marked its deadliest week since the pandemic began. More than 15,000 American lives lost over the past 7 days. And the U.S. broke another grim record, 3,124 lives lost in a single day as ICU beds fill up nationwide.
As soon as the FDA gives that vaccine the green light, millions of doses will be sent out around the United States within 24 hours. Our chief national affairs correspondent, Tom Llamas, joins us now for more on the decision. Tom, I know you've been following this on what the FDA is doing here. What are the next steps? What do you see happening there? And once the green light is given for this vaccine?
Right. So, Terry, if I were to tell you that we had a day-long Zoom call, you probably would run for the hills. But that's exactly what's happening right now, and it's a Zoom call like we have never seen before. Essentially, the case for the Pfizer vaccine is being made in the public. It's being live-streamed because both the FDA and Pfizer wanted to make sure Americans were fully informed about this vaccine. Now, at times, it is incredibly technical. The people on this panel are scientists, they're infectious disease experts, they're doctors, they're mathematicians. So, at times, people like me, we can just get lost. But there is a lot of new information and reporting we are getting about the vaccine. So what happens now is they're going to discuss this. They're debating issues. They're presenting evidence. A lot of this we already got earlier in the week. It's when we learned that the vaccine was 95% effective, and it was effective in people of all types of races and ages, even people with underlying conditions, which is so important with the coronavirus. And then around 3 o'clock, according to the schedule, and they've had some technical hiccups, no major hiccups, but they've had a few, they will vote. And this is not a binding vote, but the FDA will listen to this panel. It's a 23-member panel, and they will go from there. From heads of this panel, they are extremely optimistic. So we think this will all go as planned. When the FDA approval happens, though, that's the big unknown. It could happen immediately. Stephen Hahn, Dr. Hahn, was speaking with George Stephanopoulos today from the FDA. He says it will happen quickly, but what is quickly? Is it today? Is it tomorrow? And once that does happen, Terry, within 24 hours, those Pfizer vaccines will go out. But we've learned a lot of stuff about this Pfizer vaccine, and it's been at times very fascinating.
It is a critical part of the process, as you say there, Tom. In Britain, in the United Kingdom, they've gone through it, and UK regulators are warning as they distribute the vaccine there that people with a history of severe allergic reactions hold off on the vaccine for now. So did you hear anything about that? How big of a concern is the potential for adverse reactions here in the U.S.?
Yeah, it's come up a few times, and we actually have some new reporting that just happened, I would say about maybe 30 minutes ago. They have been asked about the allergic reactions, and basically what they're saying is they're going to monitor this. They're going to look closely at this. But, Terry, when they were finding people, the subjects as they call them, to test the vaccine on, whether they got the vaccine or the placebo, they looked for people that had a high safety profile. That's the operative term there, safety profile. So they weren't looking for people that were allergic to vaccines or that could be allergic to ingredients in the vaccines. They didn't want to test those people because they wanted to test people that would likely test this, that would get the vaccine in the first place. So they're still trying to figure this out, and they're trying to get to the bottom of it. But they said when they tested more than 40,000 people with the vaccine, issues like this, the severe allergy issue, the people had severe side effects to this, it didn't come up. So it's new to them, but they are going to monitor this. And it's interesting, Terry, there are also some ethical questions coming up, including one that's been fascinating to hear about, which is, will people who participated in the study and got the placebo, shouldn't they get the vaccine eventually because they signed up for this test? And that's actually still being debated. They want to study the people who've been getting the placebo for at least 6 more months. They're going to be studying everybody for the next 2 years.
That's a really interesting ethical question, as you say. Yeah. Even though this vaccine was developed incredibly fast, really astonishing, it's been a long road here for so many people. So are people excited, do you think? Are they nervous? Are they just relieved? What's your sense?
You know, Terry, I think there will be Americans that fall in all of those categories. We have been waiting for this moment, a lot of us, for 9 months, right? And we're now seeing days where we're seeing the most Americans dying from the coronavirus ever, and we're 9 months into this pandemic. So, yeah, there are a lot of Americans who are ready and willing, who will be lining up. Are there Americans who are worried, who are concerned because we're using a vaccine that, as you said, has never been approved this fast, using a technology that has never been approved before, the mRNA, the messenger RNA, sort of of the secret sauce of this vaccine. So yeah, there are a lot of questions and people have concerns, but what we do know is the FDA is saying, listen, we're going to put as much information, as much research out there so you, America, can have it at your fingertips. And if you have questions, it's right there for you.
And what you're reporting on there, Tom, is part of that, the transparency of this approval process. Right. Tom Llamas, thanks very much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.